Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for a very special video. Today we're going to jump into the time machine and travel way back 15 years to the year 2008. As we look at this is a G.I. Joe comic book 2-pack celebrating the 25th anniversary of G.I. Joe from 1982 to 2007. But keep in mind, this set here was produced in 2008. It features an exclusive Larry Hama comic book, and we have Copperhead and Shipwreck. Alright, so I couldn't have bought this at a better time. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, you're probably anticipating the upcoming release of the Classified Series version of both of these characters. Recently, I bought this at one of my favorite collectible toy stores, and when I saw it, I had to have it. For one, this is something I actually bought years ago when it first came out. But then in my stupidity, maybe like 11 years ago, I sold it and I regretted it ever since. So I'm so happy to have this back in my collection. Alright, so during this time period, Hasbro was all about producing these comic book 2-packs. It was something they did for G.I. Joe and also Star Wars. It was great. I thought it was a great way of introducing toy collectors to the world of comic books if they weren't into the comic books. And if you were into the comic books, it just gave you more reason to want to buy this. Larry Hama, very beloved G.I. Joe, on the creative end. He's very much to G.I. Joe like Chris Claremont is to like the X-Men, if you're a comic book reader. Larry Hama also, is also known for writing the Wolverine comic book back in the 90s. So he's had a long history, with G.I. Joe. And it was just really cool for Hasbro to involve him in this, special 2-pack. So we have Copperhead and Shipwreck. And real quick, I apologize. I am not going to be unboxing this. We're just going to look at it strictly as is on the card. Copperhead looks fantastic. The figure is a great update to the original 80s figure. The 2007 line was just beautiful. They were celebrating the 25th anniversary, and Hasbro brought back so many of the fan favorite characters, but with this updated, body style, and the action figure engineering was this, so much well improved compared to the stuff that they gave us earlier, like in the early 2000s when they brought back a Real American Hero. Shipwreck, as you can see, also comes with Polly. And, it's really, really cool. I dig this a lot. I love the comic book 2-packs. And over here, they're talking about the return of Larry Hama, coming back to G.I. Joe. And then they briefly talk about the special comic book and the storyline. Other 2-packs at the time, there was Backstabbed, which includes Storm Shadow and Firefly. And the Oblivion Express, featuring Duke and Red Star. So this is awesome. For me, it's a great piece of Joe history. If you're collecting during this time period, you'll remember all the excitement surrounding the 25th anniversary and all the cool, wonderful action figures we got during this time period. It's not to take anything away from the Classified series, but I always kind of felt like G.I. Joe's, they really feel like they're at home at the smaller 3 3/4, 4-inch scale. But then again, that's coming from from me, a child of the 80s. I'm sure prior to that, you probably had the older collectors who felt more at home with the 12-inch figures. But, beautiful set, great attention to detail with the figures. They look fantastic. It makes me really, really nostalgic for these older Joe figures, especially from this time period. If you were collecting toys during the mid-2000s, you'll kind of remember how every toy company was producing a 3 3/4 or 4-inch line of action figures. Not just Hasbro. I mean, Hasbro of course had G.I. Joe and Star Wars, but then you had other companies like NECA that were tackling properties like Gears of War. And then Hasbro, some years later, they're doing their 4-inch scale or 3 3/4 Marvel Infinite Marvel Universe action figures, and those are fantastic. I love those. And then Mattel was doing their DC, I think it was Infinite line of action figures. They're smaller, about this scale also. So yeah, great 2-pack. So happy to add this to my collection, and I'm keeping an eye out for more of these. If I can find them for a reasonable price, I'll pull the trigger. This one I did pay a pretty penny for, and mostly because I couldn't say no to it. Alright, so thanks for joining me on this video, and let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.